It wasn't. Son of a... Are you yearning for peace and order in the galaxy? Are you tired of the trouble caused by renegade star systems? Want to be part of the solution instead of the problem? Then, sign up for the Stormtrooper Corps today. As an independent military branch of the Imperial Army of the Galactic Empire, you'll be trained and equipped with the best armor, weapons, and tactics the Empire has to offer. Become an elite shock trooper and help cleanse a galaxy of rebel scum with this Blastech Industries E11 Blaster Rifle. Restore peace and order to the galaxy and prove your loyalty to the Emperor. Greetings, fellow Imperial recruits. I'm Paul Sun-Hyung Lee, and welcome to my geeky basement, where I'll be comparing this fantastic all-metal E11 Blaster Rifle Kit from BlasterFactory.com to this, a 3D printed model from Master Blaster. Now, the E11 Blaster is probably one of the most recognizable weapons in the Star Wars universe. Used primarily by Imperial Stormtroopers, these rifles form the backbone of the Imperial Ground Forces. Now, this weapon was based on the real-world British Sterling Mark IV submachine gun from the 1940s. And fun fact, while they were filming A New Hope, the props makers had to rent these weapons from an armsmith, and because of that, they weren't allowed to irreversibly alter them. So, real-world items were added on to make sure the weapons looked more stylized and futuristic, like an M38 sight scope from a World War II Sherman tank, these T-tracks, a Hengstler counter, and melamite capacitors. So, set those coordinates to the Navicomputer and prepare for the jump to light speed. Pew, 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 pew. I missed.
Oh, yes, all right.
Hey everyone, welcome back. Here we have the two blasters that I mentioned from before. This is the all-metal E11 blaster from BlasterFactory.com, and this is the 3D printed blaster from Blaster Master. Now, Blaster Master I got 3 or 4 years ago. I ordered it as a kit online. Gentleman, he basically, what he did was he sent me a bag full of 3D printed parts. The parts were, you know, they still had a lot of the print lines on them. They were still really roughly cast. I had to do a lot of sanding, a lot of finishing to it, and he was very upfront about that. A lot of you, if you have 3D printers, you know what I'm talking about. You have the 3D print lines, and you know, when you're printing something out on PLA, that's the material that the 3D printers use. You get fine lines, because that's where the printer, the nozzle goes back and forth over this, and you can make those lines as fine as you can, but there's a payoff between the level of detail and how long it takes to print something out. So it came in a bag of parts, literally a bag of 3D printed parts, and yeah, I had to do a lot of sanding, a lot of priming, a lot of filling, and I had to put it together. As you can see, a very, very accurate looking blaster. It's got all the details to it, very, very fine. You can see the cross section for the grip marks. It's very light, and it's got functioning parts. I mean, one of the cool things about this was it's got a spring in it. You can actually open up. This is pretty cool, and the stock does unfold and open up. I was sick of it sort of always undoing, so I actually kind of sealed it shut so you can't do it anymore, but there was the ability to actually unclip the stock and pull it back. And yeah, so this has been painted and primed by me. I mean, it took a long time to get rid of the print lines, to be honest. The level of detail is really, really great there too. And you can see here, I'll show it to you. The Hengstler counter, actually you have the German Eagle in there as well. So the little touches are great. Now this blaster is also created with enough room on the inside that you could put electronics in, and so you can make it make that sound if you wanted. There are companies out there that have electronics kits that you can install in these.
I did not go that route.
Because I was just seeing over my head, I thought, just building this to begin with. To get rid of the print lines, you can still see a few of them if you look closely enough. And I think that's one of the big things about anything that's 3D printed with an FDM printer, that's one with a nozzle that goes back and forth, rather than a resin printer. You are going to get print lines, and unless you are
Obsessive.
about sanding them out and filling them in, if you look closely enough, you can tell whether something's been 3D printed or not. With this blaster here, this is from Blaster Factory, and as you can see, it is all metal. I love this. I love this. The level of detail on this is tremendous too. Now, the gentleman who owns and models all these things for Blaster Factory, this is one of many, many blasters he has to offer. Got Han Solo's DL-44 blaster. They have the DH-17 Rebel Trooper blaster.
20 minutes later.
They've got the Mandalorian's blaster, Jyn Erso's blaster, Luke Skywalker's Bespin DL-44, to the Greedo killer that Han Solo carries in A New Hope.
Very hard to understand you with all the...
It's got, here's the you can see the stock opens right up. Right, this is, wait! Ah!
So uncivilized.
This is what you're supposed to, you can do with it, with the stock. You can actually fold it up. The Sterling Mark IV, that's what it's based on. And the additions that they had that we were talking about before, you know, the props makers, they added this M38 tank scope. This is from the World War II Sherman tank that they used. This is a fabrication, it's a recreation. That's how good this guy is at blasterfactory.com. He meticulously crafts and recreates really, really hard to find. These are vintage antique parts now. And it's one of those things with the Star Wars universe where if you have a real world part, they're now antiques, and it's kind of a shame to take them and repurpose them, and in fact sometimes destroy them to make a prop. So it's the same thing with the graphics, flash handles for the lightsabers and whatnot. A lot of real world parts that are now very, very rare. But so they added, the props makers added this, they added these T-tracks. The Sterling did not have these T-tracks on here, so the props makers added these to make them look more futuristic. This version of the kit I had to order separately from blasterfactory.com. Then they actually do have a full out Cadillac version of this E11 blaster that is pre-painted and pre-constructed. His refabrication or recreation of a Hengstler counter. These are the melamite capacitors that he has painstakingly recreated. You'd attach them, the Hengstler counter would come like this, and yeah, so you'd have the E11 blaster. Like I said, the construction materials, this is basically all metal. This is durable. I would not be afraid of dropping this. I would be terrified of dropping this. And that's the pros and cons, right? It's great for trooping if you're part of the 501st. It's lightweight. You know, you're not going to get tired. You're not going to get aches and pains carrying this around. But if some idiot grabs it and starts brandishing it around or drops it, it's going to get shattered. This will last, but you pay for it. It's heavy. It's cumbersome, but it's super cool at the same time. Blasterfactory.com. This guy, Christopher, he knows his stuff. Brings me to another point. Price. Not gonna lie, this is expensive. It's an all metal. It takes a lot of effort to mill something, to make something this accurate, this obscure too. It's a niche, and so it's reflected in the price point. I mean, this was
$600 American?
It can't be. It can't be.
It's steep. That's really steep. Plus shipping and import. So that's a huge consideration there. This is something really, it's not for the faint of heart, and it's an expensive hobby. Whereas this was $100 back in the day. It got held up in customs for like a month and a half. I tried to call Canada Customs and explain to them what it was. They would have none of it. The guy laughed, but they still had to. They opened the package, they looked at all the parts because they wanted to make sure I wasn't actually trying to put together a real gun. Whereas Blaster Factory, he does it so well. The folks over at Blaster Factory, they know how to list this through customs, so it gets through. It is a replica piece. It's not meant to be fired. They're very clear on the labeling. This came super fast, and I was really, really impressed with how quickly it got to me from door to door. I'm proud to have both of these up on my shelf. It's kind of a shame to have to paint this. But I think if I'm gonna go trooping, I'm gonna carry this around because it's just cool. And again, this is fantastic if you have a budget. If you're on a budget, that's really cool too. I mean, nowadays too, I have a 3D printer. These files are available on Thingiverse. You can go on Thingiverse, you can get this, and you can get it for free. And that's a huge consideration. So, ooh, I remember something. I just remembered something too. We have, this is something I don't think I could do. It's all metal, it's beautiful, great craftsmanship, great artisanship. Can't do it. Now, the same gentleman who got the E11, this here is my variant. It's the Return of the Jedi. It's not 100% accurate, but it is my Return of the Jedi Han Solo DL44 blaster. This flash hider was again from blasterfactory.com. Same with this scope and the rail, the mounting bracket, right? That's all from Blaster Factory. This C96 Mauser, this was actually, it's all metal too. It's from, it's an airsoft pistol, or a BB gun basically. And I had to modify it, so that's, again, it's a real world gun that is modified for Star Wars. That was Han Solo's blaster. It's a C96 Mauser. And they just modified it to make it look more futuristic. So the lovely thing about the world of 3D printing is it's super light. Got this, like I said, you can print this on Thingiverse.com. I was able to, during the pandemic, I actually got a 3D printer, and I bought some files. So this is the A280 blaster used by the Rebel Alliance. This I got the STL files, or the print files, from April Storm. She was on Etsy. I loved her designs. It's very, very accurate. This is the iconic weapon of the Rebel forces, especially during the Battle of Hoth and during Return of the Jedi. The Rebel commandos used this variant. And again, this is based off of a German submachine gun that was used in World War II. There's a lot of that going on in Star Wars. And I was also able to, here's an idea. This is a Rebel, this is a DH-17. So it's got the scope here that I printed out. I'm in the various stages of printing these out. And if you look closely enough, you can see print lines. They're very fine, but they're there. And so there's a lot of cleanup that I have to do. And this is the pistol version of it. I think there's a larger version that Blaster Factory has. It's more to this size because it's based off the same weapon. So you can see the size difference here. But also what I found is little toy guns on that I got through Amazon. They're little toy guns. Get them like this, and it comes with little bullets, little toy bullets, right? A little clip that I cut off and modify, take off the barrel, don't need the barrel, and I 3D printed a flash finder. Pops onto there. You print out some scopes, right? And then you mount them, and then bada bing, bada boom, you've got a really lightweight, inexpensive DL44. So I've got a number of these, and my plan was to just build a bunch of these and sort of give them away to friends as like little gifts. That's the fun thing that you can do with a 3D printer once you have it dialed in. If you're interested in us exploring more about 3D printing, I've got a resin printer too. That's a whole new ball game for me as well. But yeah, write in the comments whether you'd be interested in exploring the world of 3D printing with me. If you like this video, please consider subscribing, liking it, hitting that notification bell. And in this time of COVID, please, as always, stay safe, wear a mask, wash your hands, stop touching your face, take care of yourself. We'll see you in a bit. Okay, see you. Is your teleprompter not working because it's a piece of shit? Well, no, it's not the teleprompter, it's a program. Get out of the way! And look, the teleprompter isn't working again. Why? Because nothing can be easy. Ow! Ow, my foot. Let's try that again because it sucked. And I think I broke my foot. Happy to have you along with. I was going over there and I banged into something. And it hurt. Oh my God, I suck so hard. All right, take 5 million.